Mr. Boo.
Hey everybody, it is I, Mr. Boo, the Entertainment Guru, Mr. Boo, the Entertainment Guru, right here on YouTube. And the last few weeks have been pretty interesting when it comes to the horror genre of movies. And in my next 3 videos, starting with this one, I'm going to review the trailers for 3 kind of out there horror movies in the horror genre. Starting today with, of course, Pinocchio Unstrung. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. We're going to move on to a Tin Man horror movie. That's right. We're talking Follow the Yellow Brick Road into hell. And then we also have another one that's just basically based on fairy tales that stars Kane Hodder. So without further ado, up first, in this video, we will be reacting to the trailer and talking about the upcoming movie, Pinocchio Unstrung. And I have went over this in past videos where they were supposedly using more animatronics, less CGI, and of course, the incomparable master of horror himself, Robert Englund, is playing ye old Jiminy Cricket. So this is going to be fascinating. I can't wait to get into it with you, react, review, and talk Pinocchio Unstrung. So, shall we?
It's always hard losing someone you love. I'm sorry I had to experience all that so young.
I wish Zach was still here. It doesn't feel the same anymore.
When you wish upon a star.
Come down, there's someone here I want you to meet.
So it's got to be
I just
Geppetto,
thought
right?
you could use a friend.
Oh, that's
This could be
creepy
good for the
looking.
both of you.
Oh, that's so creepy. That's scary. Oh, he is unsettling. He might just get a
It's
friend.
like, why boys that made different from you? Organs and stuff.
I want to be just like you.
Oh no.
No,
Let's see where
you
this is
don't.
going.
You're way cooler than me.
Take
Who
one
won't stop becoming you? Oh wow.
piece by piece to make yourself.
Jiminy Cricket looks like Freddy. It looks like Robert
Who are
Englund.
you?
Name's Cricket. Piece by piece, we'll take
Oh, that's so
everything
cool.
you need to be real.
What the hell is he?
Pinocchio!
What's in the storm? Oh, through his
One hell
nose,
of a
dude.
blow up, kid.
think Geppetto is hiding something.
My belief that the soul does indeed remain after death.
Call the police. Well, I tell them what, Dudley, that a homicidal doll is on the loose?
The subject is dangerous. Born
Okay, the effects and everything is really good.
I'm going to be a real boy. I'm going to be just like James.
Oh. Okay, I'm scalping her. Pinocchio Unstrung.
Let's give you a smile.
Coming soon. Unstrung, perhaps more unhinged. Let's click on over to where I'm discussing what I unfortunately just saw, and we'll talk about the trailer here, and further discuss the movie Pinocchio Unstrung, which I apologize, I didn't know the trailer was going to be that unhinged, but let's click on over to where I'm discussing this, shall we? So, that was unfreaking hinged. I enjoyed that trailer thoroughly. I mean, just thoroughly, like chef's kiss to this British horror slasher film coming this year in 2026. Pinocchio's unstrung, but he's definitely unhinged. This movie looks like a straightforward telling of Pinocchio, but in like such a dark, sinister, R-rated way that you just can't help but like it. And you've got, you've got a full animatronic, creepy AF doll in Pinocchio, and in a world full of crappy CGI. Thank you! Thank you! Namaste! Actual practical effects on the doll! And Jiminy Cricket, oh my god, is he giving these vibes. That's right, Jiminy Cricket is Robert Englund, and it's giving the Freddy puppet vibes from the Dream Warriors Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Wow. Yeah, my reaction to this trailer is holy cow. Now, I do have some critiques here that won't be so popular among some people, but maybe amongst others. Holy cow. Let me break this down, and then we're going to go to the synopsis that I found online, which is pretty straightforward, but I'll end it with that, as I always do in these reaction videos for the trailers and our little post-reaction discussions. The trailer itself, not even counting the movie's not even out yet. If I had to rate the trailer, if I had to rate this trailer for Pinocchio Unstrung, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Now, you're probably saying, well, you're hyped, you're psyched, you're stoked.
I'm geeked.
Yeah, I am. So why 4.5 stars? Well, it loses half a star for a reason, and it's the only critique I have for the trailer and the upcoming movie, and I'm probably going to get some comments on the why does it matter, kind of, whatever, and then I'm going to get some comments on the other side agreeing with me. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get it out of the way. Why 4.5 stars for the trailer? Even though my reaction is like through the roof. Well, so he wants to be a real boy. And he's going to stop at nothing to be a real boy. Okay, so my only critique, we'll get the bad out of the way here. Yeah, he wants to be a real boy. And he's going to stop at nothing to do it, right? So why is he attacking women when he had an anatomy book? I mean, I got long hair and all, and I love my long hair. Maybe Pinocchio wants long hair. We see him in the trailer scalping a woman, wearing her hair. Okay, maybe he wants to be a blonde. Maybe, just maybe, he wants to identify as a woman. Nah, it's none of the above. It's literally some man or someone high up in the film, department there that's in creation of this movie that was like, you know what? We gotta have sex. We gotta have a naked woman. We gotta have women. We gotta have butts and boobies. Boobies? Yeah. You want to exploit women here in 2026? This is not the 80s. This is not the 90s. I get it. Slasher films had the nudity. They had the love scenes. They had the rules such as never say you'll come back, don't drink or do drugs, and dang sure don't canoodle with each other, because you're not going to make it to the end of the film if you do that. But times have changed. And it's Pinocchio's wanting to be a real boy. Now, they could do this right. They could do this right by just showing the silhouette like they did in the shower scene. But I'm worried because, yes, she steps out of it even after it shows her grabbing her clothes. See, that's kind of the confusing part. They could do it where she does grab her clothes, gets dressed in the shower, then steps out, and all we see is the nose go through the foot, which is gruesome. Like, that hurts. That's gotta hurt. The foot is a sensitive area. Whoo! But are they going to do that? I don't know. I think they should just show the silhouette, let her get dressed in the shower. You're still going to get a woman in her bra and underwear for some forsaken reason. Perverts. But you are also going to get the same effect as if you were to keep her nude and just show it. Or if you were to keep her nude and just not show any body parts that an 17 and under shouldn't see, and an 18 above probably wants to see. But you could do it tastefully. I don't know if they're going to, but that's my only reason why it's getting 4.5. And then there's a pool scene with a woman, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like the whole pool thing. I hope there's like a dude with her. I hope they were starting to canoodle, because Pinocchio obviously is a doll. Can't breathe, doesn't have to breathe. That brings back that, like, that moment of like Jaws and Submechanica. Like there's something in the water, you don't know what it is, and it's honestly the creepiest looking Pinocchio doll I've ever seen. That could be a good scene, but I just have to say I feel like the direction of the movie when it comes to the women, because yes, she's covered, she's in a bikini, you go to the beach, people are wearing swimwear, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think they're pushing the sexuality when it comes to the women victims because they think they need that in a slasher film, and they don't. And that's the only reason it loses half a star. Because I think other than that, other than him killing the women, I think that he really wants to be a real boy. And I think it's going to be a straightforward retelling, a cryptic, dark, slasher, bloody masterpiece of a straightforward telling of the real story. And Jiminy Cricket, being Robert Englund, you know, Freddy freaking Krueger, is going to be the devil on his shoulder and the demon in his ear. He's not going to say, don't lie. He's not going to say, you got to be a good boy to be a real boy. No, he's going to say, you want to be a real boy? You're going to take the parts. You're going to do what it takes. There's no holds barred here. And he's going to tell him the opposite of what the original book and Disney movie was. Be a good boy, become a real boy. No, he's going to be as dreadfully gross as you can and take what you want and become a real boy. I'm talking scalping people for their hair, taking their eyes, ripping their skin off, putting their insides, well, taking them out and putting them inside of you. Do what it takes. Who cares if you lie? Your nose will grow. You can stab a woman through the foot. You can throw it and pin someone to the wall. This is going to be a straightforward telling of Pinocchio in such a dark, bloody, gruesome, slasher, rated R subgenre film. And it's going to be great. I think, for one, gotta give you credit. That is an animatronic doll. It looks creepy. It moves realistically. That is awesome. No CGI. And even if there is CGI, like on Jiminy Cricket, look at this guy. This is Robert Englund. This is Freddy Krueger with wings, okay? This is the nightmare demon that grasshoppers don't want to fall asleep and meet. This is great. This is going to be great. And I think it's going to have some very unique moments of unaliving. It's going to have good special effects, which are practical, which is always a plus. I just don't like this, you know, bringing the sexuality of women into it. Like, you don't have to sexualize women like that. Again, he wants to be a real boy. I would even go as far as, now this could get some bad opinions either way too. So please do comment down below. What do you think about the sexualization of women? Does he have to kill women? Do there have to be any victims like that other than like maybe taking their eyes or something like that? Or maybe he thinks that their hands are pretty. Something like that. And also comment down below, because this is what I was getting at. Again, is it just me that thinks maybe he should also be going after kids? Now, kids are usually off limits, but it is a movie. We watched the movie Weapons. That had a lot to do with harming, you know. We've seen Art the Clown do what he does with youths. I mean, we've seen this before, time and time again. Freddy Krueger and Jason actually went after teenagers. So did Michael Myers. So should he be going after younger people, and should they primarily be boys or males because he wants to be a real boy? Now, I'm not throwing shade toward anything with what you identify as or what he might want to identify as. I know he's a doll carved from wood. He's a puppet, and he wants to identify as a real boy. He wants to become a real boy. So he's taking real parts, becoming a real boy. Again, it looks great. And one final time, like, comment down below. Let's get a conversation started. Do you think it's even necessary to have all the sexuality in there when it comes to women? And should he be going after more males and children and things like that? And last but not least, I do have it pulled up on another phone here. I will give you the synopsis, which is pretty much straightforward, what I was saying. It's pretty much Pinocchio. Puppet gets created. Puppet comes to life. Puppet wants to be a real boy. Only this time around, instead of, you know, learning his lessons and trying to be a good boy to become one of us. He's got this little, this little this little dream demon of a grasshopper in his ear. As we know, he's played by Robert Englund. Okay. So, it says here, Pinocchio Unstrung is a 2026 British independent horror film. So, it is a British indie film. I didn't quite know that it was British, but that's cool. It's kind of neat that, because Pinocchio to me kind of seems like a British tale, kind of like a British tailing of how not to act, how not to lie. It just seems like that's kind of that world where it comes from, kind of like Peter Pan with Big Ben and everything. And I've never really read the book, and I've only seen bits and parts of the movie, so correct me if I'm wrong. Again, feel free to comment. I will discuss things. I will talk. Maybe it was based in like England and stuff. I'm not really sure about it, but yes, it is a 2026 British independent horror film named Pinocchio Unstrung, and it is part of the Twisted Childhood universe. Okay, so here's where we got Blood and Honey, we got Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and all that making their way downtown, walking fast, slashing people in their hometown. Do. That's right. It's part of that universe like Peter Pan, Bambi, and Blood and Honey. So, it is part of the Twisted Childhood universe that reimagines the classic tale as a slasher movie, with a homicidal Pinocchio that is now seeking to become a real boy by taking body parts from others. He is guided by a sinister version of Jiminy Cricket, who is voiced by none other than Robert freaking Englund. This film is directed by Size Frake. Sorry if I got your name wrong. Size Frake Waterfield. It features a practical animatronic Pinocchio, and it stars Richard Brake as Geppetto. So we do have all the main characters here. Geppetto, Jiminy Cricket, Pinocchio. Yes. Okay, so this is awesome. And again, that practical animatronic looks great. And then it goes on to say, with a worldwide theatrical release now scheduled for sometime later in 2026, will also include, prior to release, a premiere at the Brussels International Fantastic Film Festival this coming month, April 11th, 2026. Genre, it is horror, subgenre slasher. Again, the cast is Robert Englund as Cricket, Richard Brake as Geppetto, Cameron Bell as James. And again, it is a dark R-rated take with Pinocchio introduced to the world by a boy named James. And Pinocchio now is going on a violent quest to become a real boy by stealing body parts with the help of that sinister Cricket. I mean, there's not much more you can say. There's not much more that needs to be said. This is going to be a bloody, gory, fun masterpiece. It's going to be a great time for those of us who did grow up and we know the story of Pinocchio and we love slasher films and horror genres. Yes, I guess we've reached that part of the video where, yes, I think this is going to be a great movie. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to review it. I love Robert Englund. I mean, it's Freddy Krueger as a Cricket, and he is whispering sweet, naughty nothings in Pinocchio's ear to get him to tear people apart and become a real boy. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's a British horror film. It's an indie film. It looks great. Awesome practical effects. Awesome cast. Awesome decision-making all around, minus the sexual exploitations of women. It comes out later in 2026. There is a Brussels Film Festival, April 11th, 2026, where people will get their first viewing of it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of Pinocchio Unstrung? Because what I think is that it's going to be amazing in almost every way, shape, and form. And it's going to be unhinged. And I love unhinged horror. I am a fan of the Terrifier series. Unhinged horror is, especially when it comes to slashers, it's just my thing. It's just a good time. It's a good escape from the mundane reality of the world where real chaos and evil stuff happens. So take me into the dark fantasy world and show me what you got. And if you want to see what I got coming up in further videos, like if you like what I do here, well, hey, go ahead and make that like button an actual living puppet. Or hey, if you really like what I do here and you want to stick around a little bit, go ahead and try to make that like button a real boy by going and taking parts from the subscribe and shoving it into the like. And last but not least, if you want to see everything I do and be notified when I do it, anything and everything entertainment, from movies, games, music, you name it, I cover it. I also cover real life events now. I go beyond entertainment. This movie might actually go beyond entertainment, and much like some of the other slasher films lately, make people leave the theater. But like they would be leaving the theater, guys, I gotta leave YouTube. I gotta leave this video. We've come to the end. Again, comment down below, what do you think about the certain topics, the movie, etc., etc., and I'll try to get back to you. I love generating a conversation. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, hey, I appreciate it. And I would also appreciate that like, subscribe, and that notification bell rung. And as always, well, I'm Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and this time I've got to run because I got a DoorDash. I'll see you in the next one. I am out.